Hello everybody, welcome to week number 9, module number 9 of EDU 600. Congratulations on making it this far, and we certainly are now in the second half of our class, and I'll have some information on that as we go forward. So what we're going to be looking at this week is really a continuation of our exploration of quantitative research, specifically the experimental type of research. So this week we'll be looking at chapters 9 and chapters 10. And I have, to get us going, I'm just going to go through kind of the nuts and bolts of this week. What we will be looking at, what is due, and any other assignments that might pop up that I'd like to mention in this. So as you can see, we're in week number 9. We have 2 different topic areas. Little introduction on each one of those. So we're going to read chapters 9 and chapters 10. I have quite a few videos this week. Now I do want to just say to you, you don't have to look at all of these, but I think they're very worthwhile. So if you do have the time, I'd certainly encourage you to take a look at each one of those. We do have on November 1st, experimental research critique, which I'll get into very briefly. That is due on November 1st, and any time up to midnight is fine. If you have any problems hitting that due date, please let me know. I'm more than willing to work with you on that. So a couple of things on the assignment. This is similar to the qualitative critique that we did earlier in the course, but this happens to be on the experimental article that each and every one of you were assigned to and discussed last week. It's going to be in the same APA format. Here's some considerations. So really what you're looking at is writing a similar paper to the qualitative critique using these chapter heads, and just say that you were part of the Group A, and you looked at a particular article. Your lead was on the data collection. You can use most verbatim what you wrote last week. You might want to modify it, but I'd like you to hit every one of these sections. Do not copy and paste from your classmates what they wrote in there. I'd like this to be in your voice. So the guidelines. Take a look at the attached guidelines, and also take a look at in the textbooks, page 213 to 216. I'd like you to write in your own words and do not copy and paste from the other sections. So this is due on November 1st. I'll show you also where this is located when I go through the other materials. So there's 4 videos this week. Now, each one of them is very worthwhile to take a look at if you have the time. First one, hypothesis testing in statistics. This one is a little long, but once again, I'd encourage you to take a look at it. Another video on independent variables. It's kind of a cool format, and once again, very worthwhile. Then I have 2 videos that are on really chapter 10, meaning complex experiments. So beyond the just single subject, or beyond what we've already discussed in chapter 8 and 9, we're going to get into a little more complex experiments. And these 2 videos, in addition to the text, one's 17 minutes and one is 18 minutes, I'd certainly encourage you to take a look at this. It increases especially the first video, it lays out exactly what the subject matter is. So if you have time, take a look at both of those. And I explain the first 2 videos, how, I kind of put in my 2 cents. I wish I had known that these existed when I was working my doctoral work, because in addition to understanding some pretty complicated, complex statistical tests, it just puts things in a very easily to understand format. So take a look at those. Here's the experimental critique. All kinds of information down here, once again, about the critique. There's a quantitative review guidelines. You can click on that, get some information. And also, I can see it's not showing up here. I need to make sure that why that's not showing up. But I am going to include an exemplary paper on this experimental critique. So if you have any questions on any of the materials, please reach out to me. Just in concluding, there is no discussion post required for this week. I thought between looking at all of the materials and also writing your experimental critique, that is enough. So once again, there's no discussion post this week. Good luck with the materials. If you run into any problems, please let me know. I am here to help. We'll talk to you soon and see you online.